live in a small New England state called Vermont. It's a beautiful place to live. Of course, that's if you could stand the cold winters. It's pretty much an outdoorsman's paradise. I'm not much of the outdoor type. There was a time in my life that I did enjoy fishing or four-wheeling a couple times a year, but I've gotten so busy that I just don't have time for those daily adventures anymore. One morning last spring, after waking up and having my morning coffee and getting ready for the day, my first trip is next door to my parents' place. The usual daily errands need to be done for my parents who are retired and disabled. I don't mind doing it. It's part of my responsibilities being the firstborn son. Besides, someone has to take care of them. I will never, ever put them into a retirement home. Once done there, I leave, and as I drive to town... Oops, wrong town. I said, as I drive to town, nearing the outskirts, something catches my eye. Then as I get closer to town and start passing streets, it's more present to me. I see signs, one after another after another. What signs, you ask? Well, the signs I am talking about are 1, sometimes 2 out of 3 houses I pass are for sale in my area. What is happening around here? Is this the sign of more things to come? I am reminded of the old sailor story of when things start going tough, everyone starts jumping ship. Or is it just that people can't afford to live here anymore? I believe it's the latter. Out of curiosity, I checked to see how many houses were for sale in my town online and found out there were over 50. And that's just the ones listed, not the ones for sale by owner. I've constantly heard and seen over the past few years that it's become extremely difficult to live in Vermont. Our taxes and the price of living is out of control and extremely expensive. Going through the paperwork for my parents during tax season, I see things slipped in like something crazy called a view tax. I had no clue what this was, so I looked it up, and I found out that this state charges people for what they can see from their property. I also see a tax on my mother's gardens out front. I asked myself, what the hell's going on here? You're going to charge my mother money for making the neighborhood look better. That's insanity. Talk about nickel and dime you to death, but that's our government for you. My parents live on a fixed income, so they have to live on a tight budget. But every year the taxes go up. They seem to get nothing in return for all this money they are forced to pay. The roof leaks, there's many outdated repairs that have to be done, they just don't have the money for it. The town dug up the road to do something with the pipes in the street and ruined the end of the driveway and didn't even fix it. So it's like you need a four-wheel drive vehicle all year round to get into the driveway. Yay, that's fun. Forced monster trucking. Oh, back on the housing front. I see people in my church, my friends, and my own family members losing their homes due to foreclosure and are just not being able to keep up with the payments. And I worry if this is going to happen to my parents. The way things seem to be going, it's almost inevitable. Witnessing my parents work their butts off throughout the years and now see them on the verge of losing everything hurts me the most. We hear the local politicians say that they want to lower taxes, but we never see any changes. The only change I ever see is an increase every year. I hope and pray that someday not only my parents, but all the people in this situation can make it through without losing their house. The dream of retirement with no worry seems to be a thing of the past. But part of me still has faith to think that it could happen again someday.